Welcome back to our very special edition of JD's Top 8 here on JD's YouTube. This Top 8, I'm going to rank all 22 MCU cinematic movies. So, hold on. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen any of these movies, and let's enjoy the ride. So, as you can see behind me, spoiler warning. If you have not watched every single movie, including Infinity War and Endgame, do not watch this video. Again, spoiler warning. I don't want to hear a bunch of pissed off people because they can't read the sign. Alright, you've been warned. Enjoy the episode. At 22 is The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. The Abomination, the Hulk Abomination fight was the only good thing about this movie. So, that's all I got to say. At 21 is Thor the Dark World. I did not like this movie as much as the other ones. Again, this is my interpretation, my list. Yours may vary. But I went through the list and would I watch this over this? And then, bam! Everything just kind of fit into place. I believe the script was weak. The story was weak. Natalie Portman was leaving. So, not the strongest movie. 20 is Ant-Man. I did really enjoy Ant-Man. But again, compared to the other movies, I had to put it somewhere. So, I mean, it was a good movie. I'm not saying it wasn't, but compared to, let's say that my top 8 of this list. So, Ant-Man, number 20. Number 19 is Iron Man 3. They dropped the ball with the Mandarin. Should have been a fantastic character. Should have been a fantastic movie, but I don't know where they're going with that, so sorry. Could have been better. 18 is Iron Man 2. Again, Whiplash was okay. Hammer could have been done better. He was portrayed good, but he could have been. He's such a pain in Tony Stark's side. It just could have been done so much better. So, 18, Iron Man 2. 17 could have been done a whole lot better. It is Avengers 2, Avengers Age of Ultron. If they would have gave a little bit of the amount of tension, the amount of power that Thanos had to Ultron, who is a supervillain in the comic books, that movie would have been so much better. But they didn't. And then they had the weird love thing between Hulk and Black Widow. That was strange. I didn't care enough about Quicksilver to care that he died. And then Fox goes and does a Quicksilver better. So, sorry. Missed opportunities with Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 16 is Ant-Man and the Wasp. With the movie theater to see it, thought it was a really okay movie. The humor was good, but I don't know. It just seemed to be lacking something. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp at 16. Number 15 is Thor. I like the introduction to Thor. I like the movie. Chris Hemsworth is a really good Thor. So, it sits at 15. Again, just because it's at a higher number does not mean that it's not, like, seriously, trying to do this, I had to be nitpicky. So, and 15, 14, and 13 just came down to personal preference of the character. That's all. 14 is Iron Man. I know that it's a little high. This will probably be the one that's a little high for most, but kicked off the MCU universe. Robert Downey Jr. redeemed himself as an actor. Did a fantastic job. They were never going to replace Iron Man with anybody. But again, um, at this point, I'm being really, really picky, and it beat Thor because I like Iron Man more than Thor, and the movie more than the movie Thor. Number 13 is Captain America: The First Avenger. My favorite. Oop, knocking over the mic. My favorite Avenger. That's why it beats out Iron Man and Thor. Yes, Captain America is my favorite, and I like to see Wimpy, Steve Rogers, try to get in to the army, trying to get in the military, doing it any way he can, clawing, scratching, and then uh, becoming Captain America, and then that little band of merry men. And fighting the Red Skull, one of my favorite villains. So, Captain America, the first Avenger, number 13. Number 12 is Doctor Strange. I liked the movie. I liked seeing him lose the ability in his hands to do surgery anymore. Him falling into a pit of despair and then bringing himself out of it. And magic's pretty cool too. So, Doctor Strange at number 12. 11 is the first Avengers movie. It would have got higher on the list if they would have just kept closer to the comic book. It did something like Loki got a hold of the scepter, and then he knew that the Incredible Hulk, or he knew Hulk exists. Could have got a hold of him and mind controlled him, and then have him rampage and have like fights with like Captain America and then Iron Man and Thor, and then realize that they have to join together in order to beat the Hulk and get him under control. So that sounded like a better than number 10 movie. Or number 11. 11. So Avengers, first one, and at number 11. Peaking the top 10 is Captain Marvel. They kept her story kinda close somewhat to the origins. I'm not griping over the movie because it's a female role. I think it's very good. I don't get into what actors' politics are or their ideas, because sometimes it's what they speak, and sometimes there's publicists behind them telling them that this is how you get trending. Like, a lot of actors will tell you that after they become big, that they had to do everything everybody ever told them in order to get big. So I don't pay attention to all that stuff. But the movie itself was good. My favorite part was when she went Super Saiyan. That was pretty cool. Haven't seen Super Saiyan live action. Done right. See, you can do Super Saiyan live action and do it right. So, Captain Marvel at number 10. Number 9 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm making sure that is going off. That is going off, because the first time I did this, I got like 5 down the list and then realized I wasn't recording anymore. I was recording the wrong ones. Anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Watching Groot was fun. Baby Groot. I just love the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. The addition to the member, had 2 fathers in this story. One actual father, one father figure. And it just shows you that just because that somebody is of blood does not mean that they're automatically in that role. So there's kind of like a hidden, not so hidden message in there, and I really liked it. And again, soundtracks for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are awesome. So, 9, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 8 is Avengers Infinity War. I didn't think they can pull off that many superheroes in one movie, and they did it. Yes, they left some out. But then again, if you watch Endgame, then you understand. But I liked it. I liked the movie. I liked the big battle. I liked that they lost That was the first time that, you've seen in a movie that the good guys lost. And that's what sometimes happen. That's what happened in the comic books all the time. The good guys will lose and then they have to come back or they'll win. It wasn't just like this cut and paste thing that movies have become. Good, good triumphs over evil every time. So they actually did it and did it good. And Thanos, as a bad guy, his motivation wasn't the same as every other villain ever. So, Avengers, Infinity War. Number 8, breaking my top 8. Number 7 is Captain America: Civil War. I've been waiting to see Civil War. I love the comic book. I was waiting to see Civil War on the big screen. The signing the Accords wasn't really a big. It kind of lackluster. Like, they knew who Iron Man and Captain America was, anyways. So I think we could have done without that. I think we could have went in a totally different direction with that movie without that. It would have got higher if Baron Zemo would have been done like the comic book and not like he was in the movie. But still, really good fight scene in the airport. The introduction of Spider-Man. Couldn't have picked a better kid. A better person to play Spider-Man. He is becoming my favorite Spider-Man of all time. So, Captain America: Civil War, number 7. Number 6 is, again, probably going to be like, controversy. But it's Black Panther. It's in the middle of my list because I do like the movie. I don't think it's the best movie out there. But I really do. I think that the storyline's a good storyline. The Lion King was a really good movie. So, to borrow from that, Hamlet was a really good play. People are still borrowing from that. So, but the bad guy was relatable. That was good. The struggle was relatable. Not, should we come out with this technology in the world? Should we not? What should we do? Do we sit around like our ancestors before us and not help? Or do we help? And then it's kind of like, I know this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but it's kind of like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Both had the same goal. And so did King T'Challa and Killmonger. Both had the same goal. Wanted to help their people. Help their people outside of Wakanda. One wanted to do it peacefully. The other wanted to do it by any means necessary. So, again, a really, really good movie. By this time, I'm being super, super picky. So, Black Panther, number 6. Number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I've never seen a movie like that before then. So, it kind of special to me that I got to see this movie bright and colorful. Not too much, not too little. Humor, perfect. The characters were perfect. Dave Bautista has been a wrestler. One of my favorite wrestlers. And I wasn't quite sure because sometimes when the wrestler goes into the acting world, they don't do so well. Fantastic directs. So, and then number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Number 4 is Thor Ragnarok. So after Incredible Hulk, they cannot do a standalone movie for him. So what they decided to do was take the movies that he was in and make his own story. And I think that at this point, him and Thor teaming together is perfect. And then the help of Loki in the big battle at the end, it was just cool. Like, all of it. And then the nod to him, Bruce Banner falling out and then hitting the ground before turning into the Hulk. That was pretty funny. But I like the buddy space comedy. So Thor Ragnarok in at number 4. Number 3 is Spider-Man Homecoming. Again, love the kid. Fantastic Spider-Man. One of my favorite. If not, he'll probably be my favorite by the time I'm done watching Far From Home. So the movie is awesome. The Vulture, wow, just wow, a really good. Again, another bad guy you can relate to. He's a hardworking man for his daughter and his family, and somebody's got to clean up the mess the superheroes make, and then all of a sudden they get fired. They've been doing this job forever. So he's like, whatever, just take this stuff then and sell it. And you realize there was a lot of money in it. I mean, again, you push somebody into a corner, you back him into a corner, they will do what it takes. And then when he finds out who Spider-Man was, it becomes more personal. And I like the movie. I like the costume design of the Vulture. I like Spider-Man's costume. I like his homemade costume. I like the fact that at one point, Tony Stark comes in, takes the suit from him because he is a little over his head. But really like the movie. So Spider-Man: Homecoming, number 3. Number 2 was gonna give away number 1 because there's only 2 movies left. Number 2 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier in the comic book is one of my favorites. The whole dynamic between Bucky and Steve Rogers. The whole dynamic between Bucky, Steve Rogers, and Falcon. How both of them at one time became Captain America. And this movie was action-paced. This movie had it all. Love. Bromance. Betrayal, action, flying frisbees. It was really good. I think it was really good put together movie. It was great, and the costume design of the Winter Soldier makes me want to go dress up like it for Halloween. So yes, Winter Soldier number 2, and you guys know what number 1 is. Number 1 is Avengers Endgame. The reason why it was number 1 is because it took me for a loop. I knew when I was watching the trailers that scene with his family when he's teaching his daughter how to shoot the arrow. I was like, great, that is going to be before the snap. And I got a little people are telling me no, that it can't be like that. And the movie starts off like that, like with a good punch. And then he snaps. And then he becomes Ronin, which is one of my favorite characters. Again, have a thing for anti-hero. But the fight scenes, man. I mean, come on, they cut his head off. Thor fixes himself. And then it time jumps ahead, just like we all thought. And then Thor's fat, so I get to beat Thor for Halloween if I want to. It becomes a shell of himself. Then they all do what we thought they were going to do. I didn't know exactly what they're going to do, but I knew it was going to be a time heist. That's the only thing that made sense. And they did it without messing up. If you look at Back to the Future, the whole timeline thing gets messed up. And being a Dragon Ball Z fan, they explain it that when Trunks goes back in time, he creates a new timeline. His timeline doesn't change, but he does create a new one. So they were doing that to avoid, so everybody still gets snapped, but they had the power to bring them back. And then Thanos shows up with his army, and they all fight. And then, the heroes are down, and all of a sudden Doctor Strange is bringing them all back. It's fantastic. And the touching moment between Spider... Again, fantastic actor. Between Spider-Man and Iron Man is fantastic. And yes, I teared up a little bit. Not a lot of movies can make me emotional, and this one did. Excited. And plus, the number one thing that this movie gets number one, because I've been waiting since, 2010? We started this thing at 2008. We started this adventure at 2008. 2008 is 2019. Yeah, I know, I'm moving my hands. 11 years. I've been waiting for 11 years to hear Captain America say, Avengers Assemble. 11 years. And I got giddy like a little girl. Just to hear him say that. Big payoff. So, yes. That is my list. Let me know in the comment section down below your list and your reasons why. Till next time, much love, JD out.